thoughts I put together in terms of what networking is really is. Now, so how does networking in the cloud space, can really open doors? And some of the things here I've already mentioned it as well. How can it really like open doors for you in terms of your cloud career? Number one is hidden job opportunities, right? And I'm sure some of you probably have heard about this that, I don't know the statistics now, but there's some percentage of jobs that really never advertise online that, people just network their way in. They know the hiring manager or the recruiter and they just, you know what, there's a role. In fact, the role might not even be open yet. There's a role that's going to be open next week. Do you want us to have a chat about it? And and that's how the person gets the job. Or sometimes, and which I'll probably touch on later as well, sometimes the company might actually not know that they need someone for that role. And it's just a matter of you come in and then you say some things about, oh, I saw what you're doing. I think this and this and this can be better. And they be, oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, that would be great. Let's, come and do it. Oh, are you available to do that? So networking is able to open job opportunities for you in terms of who knows you and who you have in your networks. And another thing is staying up the trends. Like I mentioned in the last slide, it can help you to keep informed about industry changes, tools, and certifications. One of the example is LinkedIn. If you're online visible, you can see, okay, scrolling through, you can, oh, this is what's happening. These are the things I probably need to pay attention to, for example. And a great example of this is AWS. We had our, biggest annual conference in Las Vegas throughout this week. If you're following like people that work in AWS and all of that, you would stay on top of, okay, what are the new foundational models that have just been released? What are the new services or tools that have just been released that might even make your learning or what you're doing currently easier for you, right? Or increase your productivity. And lastly, here is you can also learn about, maybe specific company culture. So there have been times, even when I was looking for jobs, that I had to reach out to some people, like I applied to their company, or I'm looking to apply, and I'm like, oh, do you have a time for, oh, I just asked them on the chat, right, that, oh, I'm looking to apply for this, could you tell me more about like the company culture? Actually, I just remembered now that there was a lady within that was working in AWS then as a solutions architect when I was going to come in 2022 when I was looking to apply. And I actually reached out to her on LinkedIn. We chatted a bit and yeah, she got me on a call, maybe like 30-minute chat. And then we just talked about AWS, the culture, how the job is for her, some of the things to look out for. So I actually just remember that I did it myself and it was really, really helpful for me to be able to know, okay, what are the culture, what are the things to look out for within the company before I start applying. So these are the things that, networking can open you up to. And in terms of, especially in terms of your cloud career, and your, generally your career, really, to be honest. Okay, so for this slide, I just wanted to touch on, okay, what are some of the common challenges and maybe excuses that some of you might have in terms of networking. And I'm sure maybe some of you have probably like mentioned this to yourself before. And for some people they say, oh, I'm an introvert, or or maybe I get very nervous networking with people, or sending them a message. Or actually let's switch to in-person events, or you go for an in-person event and you know you you're not sure, okay, who do I turn to? There's so many people here, who do I speak to? Who do I? So, that's one of the common challenges or excuses that, people might have. And, it's all about meaningful conversations, to be honest, because I think each of us, if we're honest with ourselves, right, when we are within our what do they call it, gang or friends or family, that's when some of you would be shouting, will be, will be high up there. So it means that at least you have a level of, that interaction within you. And it's just about having meaningful conversation, right, with people. If it's in person, because, oh, hi, my name is this and this, I work at this, can I get to meet you, what do you do, and that might just be it, right? And you never know who you're talking to, so it's just making that step and just having that meaningful conversation. It can be within the Cloud Booster team. Maybe you have groups of people, or maybe you come together for class. Oh, I saw the presentation you made on that was really good. Do you have time for a 15-minute chat? Would like to get know you, what you're doing, and how we can grow together in terms of our cloud career, right? And another thing, in some people say, "Oh, I have nothing to offer. Like, I don't even know what to say and all of that." But very small gestures can go a long way in terms of like networking. You don't have to really offer so much in terms of networking, but really small gestures of maybe doing something for someone or just connecting with someone on a particular thing can really help and go a long way. And let me give an a quick example here, right? So there's someone within Cloud Booster, and I'm going to um, apologize. I'll mention her name soon. So for some of you that that are probably following me, on LinkedIn, you probably see that, oh, in the last few weeks and all of that, I've been putting a lot of content and creating and all of that. And almost every time she would either like or repost. Actually, it's repost most of the time, like engaging and engaging. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And she's not like offering me some. She didn't even come to my DM to chat with me or anything. But I saw that, oh, she was either liking or reposting, and then I had to go to her DM and be like, okay, you know what, Ifeolu, I'll do sorry. I don't know if she's on the call. I was like, hey, Ife, how are you? By the way, I noticed that you've been engaging and sharing my content. Thank you, by the way. And and she was, oh, no worries and all of that. And we just like chatted a bit and all of that. And so that's her not really doing so much, if you get what I mean. She was just seeing my content and reposting, oh, this is a good one. Let me repost to my contacts. So, and that really made me go to her DM myself to say, oh, if what's up? How are you? By the way, thank you for I can see like what you're doing and all of that. How is work going and all and that was it, right? It doesn't mean that she would need something from me now or I would need something for her or anything, but at least that's got unnoticed by me. In case of anything, when I see the name pop, I was, oh, of course, I recognize this name, right? And then lastly is I don't know where to start. Now, I'm going to, for I don't know where to start, I'm going to provide, some steps, some frameworks and actionable steps of how you can get started, and then, some things I can help you as well. Okay. Right. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time on this slide because I wanted to share, just take my time to share some stories of, personal experience and stories of, what has helped me. I think I've mentioned one about reaching out to someone within AWS in terms of, okay, what's the company culture, and all of that. And now these are, before I share the stories, right? These are the different examples of um, networking success, some of the things that networking can give you access to. Um, for example, number one is LinkedIn message. So one LinkedIn message that you send to someone, for example, can lead to an interview or a job offer, or that person referring you into their organization, for example. And that's a great success, right? It just takes one person for them to know you. Like I said, that it's not only about who you know, right? It's about who knows you. And then second is, it can lead to like mentorship opportunities. I mean, I've put an example of conferences here, or maybe like summits, for example, or in-person events, but it could be online as well. It could be in person. You could speak to someone and they can see your drive, your energy, your passion, your plans, your goals on, what you want to achieve, and, you being in Cloud Booster, some of the things you are learning, and be like, oh, wow, like this is great. I would love to mentor you if you're available. Like these are the kind of people I'm looking to mentor and impact, right? So and I tell you one thing, right? That most of the maybe big names or people that you see maybe working in AWS or other organizations within maybe on LinkedIn or you go to an event, you see them speaking. Most of these guys, right? They are also looking for people to impact, opportunities to impact other people, opportunities to be able to mentor people. But then it takes connecting to them on a very great note and also approach them to be able to land such great, opportunities, right? And it doesn't mean that it has to be a paid opportunity. Depending on, the how you connect with them and network with them, it can even be a free opportunity that they give you their time for a certain period of time to be able to say, okay, you know what? Based on what you've told me and how we've just interacted, I would really love to make some impact in what you're doing and maybe provide my time for mentorship, for example. And the third thing here is open source projects. So, you know, it can help networking can help you to build some credibility in the cloud community. Now, Cloud Booster is an example, for example. So you have I believe you have groups because the last time I was there, some calls they were presenting and they had like different people in groups. So just working on those projects can help you to build your credibility and maybe someone within Cloud Booster or maybe one of your tutors can, easily just recommend you on LinkedIn or endorse you for a particular skill, right? And other people can see it. And also, other maybe cloud community online or cloud platform, just contributing to an open source project can help you build that credibility that people can, or maybe when you share it online, or for example, people can, oh, yes, I was part of this, that was great work that you did, and there are other followers or audience are going to see it, and then so just these small actions, participating in open source projects, for example, or like participating heavily, even like starting within Cloud Booster, as you're going through the courses, the lectures, everything, making sure you are involved in the group projects. There are some people, especially I remember when I was doing my master's with the UK, like because I wanted to have a distinction, I didn't have to wait for other people when they give us maybe a group assignment. I would just go and do my own, and even if I'm the only one that does it, that's fine. I don't mind sharing the mark with all of you. So far, I get my own distinction, right? So within the Cloud Booster family as well, you're giving a project, you're giving something, try to be involved, try to make an impact, make people notice you. Don't just sit there and be like, okay, when are we meeting? Or if they don't reach out to you, don't mind. In class, try to speak up, ask questions, if you have sent lecture slide before, just make the tutors notice you that okay, who is this person that is always, proactive, eager to learn, asking how can I help, group members, what's happening, let's come together. People are going to notice you, that way, and then it can help you to build your credibility and endorsement, right? Okay. Um, How is it going so far? I hope everyone is following. I can't see the chat and I can't see the face of everyone, but I just wanted to pause a bit just to have maybe some reaction in the chat that I'm following or I can hear you. And then if someone from Cloud Booster can just give me a thumb up and then I'll continue to share the story. So how is everyone feeling? Okay, I think someone.
Yeah,
Okay,
good, good. Thank you so much,
great.
Ola. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I can actually see some of the chats. Okay. Great, great. Okay, so let me move on. Now, so let me share, some of my stories, right? So, first one, so when I was to get into AWS, um, I I think I already passed the phone screening stage, and then I was to go into interview loop. So within AWS, interview loop is the final stage of interview. You have about 4 to 5 interviews in one day, back to back. So I was just searching online for different resources, and then I found this website. It's called Blind. I think the full website is timblind.com. So it's basically a website where professionals come together to speak about what's happening within the organizations, maybe share some of the tools, share some interview preps, even share salary, right? When people are negotiating salary, oh, by the way, this was what this company offered me. This was what I was able to negotiate. So it gives you some leverage and some information to work with. So I was there, and then I can't remember if I actually put in a mess. I think I did, to say, oh guys, I've just landed the last stage of interview with AWS. So it's just like would appreciate some insights and all of that. And people were just chiming in that, oh, by the way, do this, do that, do this, do that. And then there was a guy, from Nigeria, that I didn't even know that it was Nigeria, right? So he mentioned that, oh, I just finished like the same interview myself. And, and it was like, oh, we could have a call to just have a chat about it. I was like, oh, that would be great. I think it's even sent me like maybe two or three links. And I was like, oh, thank you so, because those were links that I didn't even know where they were. I didn't come across them as well. And he offered his time for us to meet on Zoom. And I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be great. So I met with him on Zoom, and then I saw his name and I was like, okay, this guy is actually Nigerian, and then we connected on that note. But basically what that helped me was he just literally finished the same interview I was about to go in for about a month ago. So he shared his experience with me. He shared some of the mistakes he even made that I should not make, in my own interview, which was great. So that was one story I had where I had to like go online to, okay, who can I speak to? Is anyone available? And then someone was able to give me their time, right? And then another one I have is, there's a lady within the investment space in Nigeria that has like an investment club. Her name is Tomi Balogo. And there was a time I was trying to, I was part of the investment club, and then trying to get through to her. And I think even sent an email to just introduce myself to her, because I wanted the access, right? Because I mean, she was like this big person up there and all of that, that's, you hardly can reach. So I just sent a friendly email. Hi, Tommy, I'm Shola, I'm in the UK, this one, that. But she didn't respond at all. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And but it was later on, they were looking for people that are going to be on the advisory board of that investment community. And they wanted people from different demographics in terms of age, location, experience, right? And they sent out a form through their corporate email that fill your form. And I filled the form. And also, interestingly, one of my friend was actually working under her as well. So I connected with that, my friend. I said, by the way, please, if you if you can help me, like put my name forward, or maybe just mention my name to Tommy, just so she would know that I would really love to be as part of this advisory board. It was a voluntary, unpaid thing, just to, be on the advisory board of the investment community. So, but the interesting part was I got in, right, and we had um we had a call. I had a one-on-one call with her, and then that was when she mentioned like the email I sent, and then acknowledging it and all of that. But it just shows you how I initially reached out to her, not at that moment, not because I needed something or there was anything. It's just saying, I love what you're doing in the community. These are some of the things that the community have done for me. Keep up the good work and that kind of thing. And I just left it there. But then when, there was an opportunity for me to actually, be as part of the leadership of that community, she was able to, remember my name. And also because I had a friend that was there that I just sent a message to and all of that. So that's an example as well. And and I think I have two more examples to share. So another example is, and I think I might just share the last one later on, and then we can move on. Another example is, there's a lady currently on LinkedIn that I just started following like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And if you're following me on LinkedIn, you probably see that, the last few weeks I've been like very active, on there. And her name is Lara Acosta. She's a very top, 1% creator on LinkedIn, in terms of personal brand and all of that. And I mean, this is someone, I mean, let's just say it's not possible for you to, yeah, get her attention. Like so many, she has like over 200,000 followers. Yeah, it's very hard. But because I was very active on the platform, right? And I was engaging with her content and all of that. One day I was just scrolling through and then I saw that she was going to run an event. But I read that post that she posted, like I read it from beginning to end. And then I saw that at the end, which most people would miss, at the end, she actually said, repost this live event I'm going to have on LinkedIn and comment, and I'm going to admit you into my course for free. I'm going to choose 10 people. I was like, oh, wow, okay, that's going to be great. And now, these are costs, of course, hundreds of dollars and monthly commitment as well. But I reposted, I commented, and all of that. And randomly, I just saw a LinkedIn message from Lara Costa, interestingly, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, thank you for reposting this and all. You know, I've chosen you as one of the people to get into my community." And I was like, "Wow, okay." And since then, we've been exchanging like chats on LinkedIn, just she's saying, oh, this, you can use this template, this and this and this. And it's been really good, and she's engaging on my content as well. And that's really the power of networking, right? That someone can be like very high up there, but you can use your networking skills and tools to be able to get through to them. And let me share the last example, and then we move on to some of the frameworks of for that you can use to network. So, and this happened this week. So, like I mentioned earlier when I started AWS, we had our AWS reInvent program this week, and there was one of our vice presidents in the US that always like writes notes during all the keynote session. But he was gonna give a keynote session on one of the days, and it means that he won't be able to take notes during his own keynotes. So I basically reached out to him. Actually, we were not even connected, but when you want to connect with someone on LinkedIn and they say personalize your connection or send a note. So I added a note there when I wanted to connect with him that is, hey Swami, since you're gonna be on stage for the keynotes, you know, I'm happy to take your notes for you and then, post it or send it to you and all of that. And he actually accepted my connection request. I'm like, wow, okay. This is like, someone very high up there in my organization. I mean, for him to take a keynote session at reInvent, you know the kind of level he is. And then he accepted and even sent a DM to me and replied, right? So that was an highlight for me personally during the week. And I saw that one of my comments on his post he liked as well on LinkedIn. So that was great. But anyways, these are some of the stories I have in terms of okay, how networking has helped me personally and some of the experience I have. Let me move on because of my time. So, what are some of the frameworks, right, that you can use for networking? And I've just, put together this, so ask, build, contribute, and document. So ask is be intentional about who you connect with, right? So who are the people that you think would help? So whether you are going for an in-person event, whether through Cloud Booster Family or whether online on LinkedIn, reach out to the right people. Know, okay, who are the people that I need to reach out to? Not everyone, right? And then secondly is build, like try to focus on quality over quantity. So it's not a matter of, okay, how many people I'm connecting with, create those meaningful connections and nurture those relationships. And for that, it means that you have to have quality over the quantity of people that you are connecting with. One person can literally give you access to everything you need, right? And then another point is contribute, share your knowledge, offer to help, mention the idea of solving a problem for someone or giving value upfront. I'm going to quickly mention that, I think, in two slides from here, and then just document like all the connections that you're having or follow up with someone. Maybe someone say, oh, can you reach out to me the next 2 weeks or something? Try to make sure you follow up. So these are some of the framework for networking, and some of those considerations again is just prioritize quality over quantity. and try to be authentic and genuine as well when you are reaching out to people or connecting with people. Um, be proactive and be consistent as much as you can and leverage social media. I mean, I've gone through some of the challenges and excuses already. So leverage social media environment online, to be able to actually network and, meet people from different parts of life, basically. And don't forget what I said when I started, that who knows you really, really matters. Right. So let me move on because of my time. Now, these are just some of the tools and platforms that I think can help um, you in your networking game. So LinkedIn, you know, is a professional, networking and job opportunities website. Most of you are already there. Or if you are not on LinkedIn, then you're really not even started networking at all. So you need to start using it. You need to master the art of connections on LinkedIn. Because I tell you, LinkedIn is a networking platform where you get to connect with different people. It's like the biggest event in the world that never sleeps. It's like a 24 hours networking event. So you need to leverage it. I've shared some of my examples with you. Most of them were, at least two of them were through LinkedIn. So you need to leverage LinkedIn as much as possible. If you need to brush up your profile, go online. I think some people follow me on, within Cloud Booster, right? And I just check their profile. I'm like, okay. So you need to, as much as possible, be visible, put yourself out there. You don't need to put on content or something, but engage, comment on like other people's content. Look at your profile picture. Okay, does this depict where I want to see myself? Your profile banner, all your experience session, just to, make sure that if anyone or a recruiter is looking for someone and they search, is your LinkedIn profile optimized for them to actually, for you to you know, come up on the search. I think I'm joining, I'm jumping above ahead of myself now. But another platform is GitHub. GitHub, you can use it for showcasing your cloud project. You can use it for collaboration as well, for collaborating with other people. Twitter, now X, I know. You can use it to engage with, other industry professionals. And yeah, different cloud forums and community like Cloud Booster, to be honest, for you to be able to leverage all this platform for, networking profession and most importantly, to share your knowledge and collaborate with other people, right? So, what are those actionable steps, for to help you in your networking? Number one is optimize your profile. And I just mentioned like LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, professional profile, how people see you. GitHub is more of all the projects that you are doing. You can pull them in infrastructure as code. That's one of the things you learn in Cloud Booster, right? The fact that you need to automate things to be able to manage complexities within your cloud infrastructure environments. So all the projects you are doing, you can write a Medium article, you can put it on GitHub, but don't just put it there and no one knows about it, because if you put it on GitHub, how will someone like me know? How will other people know? How will Anu or Gbemi or Ife or Grace from how will they see it, right? How will Akin, how will they see it? Except you share with them. And one of those platforms is you put it on your LinkedIn. Say, oh, hey guys, I just finished, working on this project or architecture. This is how you put the architecture diagram and maybe the link to the GitHub and all of that. So it's not only about putting your project there, but you need to enhance your LinkedIn, right? And and build leverage. And let me just also touch, in one or 2 minutes on LinkedIn, right? You need to build leverage on LinkedIn because it's such a powerful tool. And I know some of you might be like, oh, I'm not really doing anything. And I want you to know, there's a book, I think it's called Go Giver by Bob Berg and John David Mann. There's a quote there that says that the most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. Some of you are really amazing. I mean, you might not want to talk, but you are really amazing. Connect with people or talk or, saying something. It might even be just commenting on someone and all of that. But you need to think about who has the audience I want, who is working in the organizations I want to work in, or who has the title of where I want to see myself in the next 1 year after I finish the Cloud Booster training. who has all those connections? Who do I want to work with? Who do I want to work for? And don't just send like connection requests and just connect without adding like a personal touch. Maybe someone you met the person at an event, you could say, "Oh, hi, Anu. It was great. That was a great session at this so summit or conference. Um, I learned this and this and this from your session. Would love to connect." I mean, who would see that message and be like, "Oh, okay, you even remember what I talked about? Oh, that's nice," and then would not accept because some of these people they get a lot of connection requests and they might not be able to look through, or even if it's a DM, if LinkedIn allows you to send DM specific to people, you want to try to message them in a way that shows you've gone through their profile, you've done some things. And at the first instance as well, I see so many people make this mistake. It's not about also you at that first message saying, "Oh, by the way, and I want to get a job within AWS, so I want you to refer me." Like, I don't even know you. Who are you? Like, so, but it's about you building that relationship. "Oh, by the way, great work on this. Da, 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 da. What do you think about this?" And just leaving it for a while and just maintaining that good relationship. Or if there are really like, people that are very high up there, you can think of, okay, what problem can I solve for this person, right? For free. And say that, "Oh, I've just done this for you." And you don't have to ask anything for return. You can just give them based on, okay, what do I think I can do for this person? Because most times you don't need permission to solve someone's problem. They might not even know that they have the problem, right? It might even be within Cloud Booster, as you're going through the program, okay, this thing, I think we can do it better. Let me leverage it and do it." They are going to notice you when they are having a meeting of all the leaders. They're like, "Oh, by the way, did you see that person did this for us? Like, how can we help her?" So, think of how can I give rather than how can I take. And naturally, I tell you, people are going to look for you. Things are going to come your way. So, map out like key influence people. Maybe you are going for a conference, read about the speakers ahead, look at who is going to come. On LinkedIn, also have a look as well. And then, sorry, I was trying to check the chat just to see. On LinkedIn, also have a look as well to see, okay, who are the people that I want to be like maybe in the next 1 year or that are working in those organizations, and find the gap of in what they do or engage in their content, meaningful comments, let them notice you or tell them how you can help or something you've noticed that, "Oh, by the way, I can do this for you," for without asking anything for returns, right? Or you can go away and just research their problem and create a high quality solutions and come to them. I've just given someone an idea within Cloud Booster. Is that something that every time there's a struggle with it or every time there's something to be done, but maybe the leaders have not really gotten time to do it? You can think about, or even you can come together and say, "Let's solve this for free." You don't have to ask for, something in return. This is how people build those connections and leverage like what we have, what they have, right? And just, those opportunities coming through. So I challenge you, if you're not on LinkedIn, you are making a wrong mistake. Get on LinkedIn, optimize your profile, touch up, put a professional picture. You can see Anolua's picture, other people's professional picture on Zoom. So or on online, like Bemi and other people. So put a professional picture online. Let people, when people go to your profile, let them, "Oh wow, this is good." All the project that you are doing, leverage all of that. But most importantly, when you're connecting with people, don't just connect and ask for something immediately. Connect just to network with them. It might not even be now that you need them. It might be like in the next 1 year, for example, or in the next 6 months. It doesn't have to be now, but you are building those connections now and you're going to leverage for the future. I've used an example of Ifeoluwa Odusoya, at the beginning of this call within Cloud Booster, and how I had to go to her DM myself to say, "Oh wow, Ife, how are you doing? Thanks for what you're doing and all of that." So try as much as possible. I tell you, you don't have to go to in-person events. If you have access to free in-person event, that is great, but use the online tool that is available, especially LinkedIn, in terms of jobs. And um, also, I'm sure that within Cloud Booster, you see Bemi posting screenshot of, "Oh, maybe this recruiter is reaching out to her." That's because of how optimized our profile is. I get the same thing. It's them saying, "Oh, there's this job, so, and so, do you want to apply?" I'm like, "Sorry, I whether the salary is not fine with me or I'm not just looking to move at the moment, and that's it. But anyways, this is a whole lot of conversation right on LinkedIn. Second is join communities. I think I've mentioned that already. Volunteer on projects, different projects within Cloud Booster or other open source cloud initiatives as well. And attend events as much as possible. I'm really glad you are on this webinar. You'll be watching later, but attend that next event, register for it, whether online, whether in person. In person, most especially, dress up for it like you are going for your first cloud job, right? And attend events, prepare for it, look up the speakers, let people notice you, connect with people one-on-one. Afterwards, send them a personalized connect on LinkedIn. So, by the way, I met you this and this and this, all those things are really going to help as much as possible. Um, I'm looking at my time, and I think I'll move on to the next slide now. Right. Okay. So, what are some of the closing thoughts I have, right? Now, you need to remember this that every interaction that you have with people is an opportunity for you to strengthen your network and your career. And building a network isn't just a strategy like I have here, it's a superpower. So you need to really leverage that superpower of yours. And I've debunked some of the excuses and myths and, challenges that people say they have. You know, you still have yourself to offer and you don't have to do much, but those little steps that you do is going to help you. And, there's also a quote that I have here that if you want to network with the best and also become the best, you need to stop looking for maybe some acts or some things and really start putting in the efforts, and doing some of the things that I've mentioned. So try as much as possible to stay connected with people, stay engaged, and try to keep moving the ball forward, right? And another example that just came to mind is your Cloud Booster class. You're having a class, you can ask your tutor, oh, I know you're going to take us on this class next week. How can I help? Is there anything you need help with? Like, those are the ways. You don't have to ask for Anu for something now, but those are the ways to just build connections and leverage. And when Anu needs something later on, well, when she's looking for something, she's going to reach out to you. Oh, by the way, there's this guy that keeps reaching out to me that how can I help? Oh, help me do this thing. And, the person did it and it works well for them. So try as much as possible to leverage networking. It's really worked for me, and I hope it's gonna work for you as well. And I'm sure that within Cloud Booster, you probably have some sessions where they take you through LinkedIn and those other platforms as well. But I think that's it from my end. Thank you so much for having me, and feel free to connect with me, using the QR code on LinkedIn. And please don't just click connect. Actually, send something, send a personalized invite, like I've mentioned, and to other people as well. And I'm sure it's gonna come out great. Thank you, Anu.
Amazing. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, Shola. This has been really, really, really insightful. So connect with Shola on LinkedIn, just like he said. If you've heard anything today, scan that QR code and send, the first message. This has been really, really insightful. Like, I feel like we need a part 2 of this. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, thank you so much. We're just going to go into some of the questions that people have asked. I particularly like something you kept ringing throughout the presentation, and it's that, make sure you form an impression. Make sure somebody has a strong impression of you, right? Wherever it is, wherever you are on your journey, wherever it is that you're trying to connect, whoever you're connecting, make sure you form an impression. And that's really, really strong. It's something that, a lot of us don't pay attention to. It seems like this very little thing that doesn't really matter. But thank you so much for this session, Shola. It has been really insightful. If you've enjoyed this session, please let's see one thing that you have learned. Just send one thing. You can send it directly to me. One thing that you have learned. One thing that stands out to you out of everything that Shola has said today. He has said a lot. He has said a lot. Like, each of these slides can be a whole session in itself. He has said a lot. He has really tried to pack a lot of things, in these few minutes. So just send me one thing that you have learned. While you're doing that, we're just going to go straight into the questions. So the first question I have here is, as expected, can I start networking while transitioning? I recently just started learning cloud and I have zero tech experience prior to transition. We have a lot of people on the call. Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. You said people have started sending, what they've learned. Stay connected, stay engaged, stay moving. Love it, love it. Somebody else said networking. So Shola, this first question is saying, what do I do? Like, I just started learning. First of all, I don't have a tech background, right? And I am just, trying to transition to cloud. Do I need to wait till, maybe after my training, or when exactly can I start transitioning? And when I do start that, like, what do I do? For instance, you
Mm.
mentioned LinkedIn, right? What am I going to be doing on LinkedIn as I just started my journey? If I go to conferences, like you said, who am I talking to? What am I saying to them? So just help us.
Okay, sure. Um, so I mean, to answer the question, let me just say what I would do based on all
Okay.
my experience and knowledge at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, I've been noticing a particular lady on LinkedIn of recent, and I actually think I commented on a post yesterday. Now, I think she's a lawyer transitioning, I can't remember, but in
Okay.
transitioning, but what she's doing is every course she takes, she puts it on
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, and she's put it as at the hook, right? The first line, she puts, let me use myself as an example. Shola into the cloud series. And she
Mm,
just puts, this is what I learned, and she puts a screenshot. So if you're transitioning, don't wait till you're done. For example, you have a lecture within Cloud Vista, you can say, um, a LinkedIn or something, or you can use ChatGPT to come up with a good hook, right, that people are going to use. I mean, but maybe
mm,
we'll do a part two on LinkedIn because personally, I'm learning a whole lot. I'm doing a course personally as well. But anyways, you can say, hey, LinkedIn, I'm transitioning, mentioning like I'm transitioning to the cloud, and these are the things I'm learning. And after all your class, you can say, oh, wow, what an amazing, day in tag Club Booster, tag Anu, tag Bemi, tag all of your lectures. That these are the major things I was able to learn. Maybe put a screenshot of one of the slides, put it there. Just leave it. Don't worry if anyone doesn't connect or doesn't comment. But see, actually, there's something I forgot to mention now. I mentioned that I've been active on LinkedIn for some time, right?
mm-hmm.
Do you guys know that anytime I go to the office in London, and then my colleagues will be like, "Oh, Shola, wow, great content on LinkedIn. We are really enjoying your content. Wow. Oh, Shola,
Mm,
wow, you are now becoming popular on LinkedIn. Oh, Shola, wow, we are really seeing all of your updates." But do you know what's interesting? They never engage with my content. They don't
wow.
like, they don't comment, they don't repost. But what? They are noticing it. Even the managers. They are even
Wow.
using it to joke that, oh, Shala, by the way, I'm waiting for your update on LinkedIn. But these guys won't comment. So it's not really about the comment, the repost, but people are noticing. In fact, one of them asked me, I think on Thursday, that are you looking for a job? I said, oh, what do you mean? He said, oh, I've been seeing what you're doing on it. I said, no, 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 I'm just building my personal brand. And by the way, I told him that, by the way, if anything happens to my job, I know that I have a leverage already. Because why? People have noticed me. People already know me. So if anything happens to my job today and I just put up one post on LinkedIn, do you know how many people are going to
Mhm.
say, no, this guy has been there, repost, comment, or reach out. So it's not really about, don't think
Mm,
about now, think about the future and the leverage it's going to get. So I would say, yes, start putting, even if it's your courses or what you are learning per day, that, oh, today I just deployed an EC2 and on, I just deployed an EC2 server. Why this is important to me is because I'm from a non-tech background. I'm just transitioning to tech. Thank you, Cloud Booster family. On to the next one. Oh, I just
mm,
passed my cloud practitioner certificate. So I would say yes, start because it's little steps. And what it helps you to do is you build the habits. So LinkedIn doesn't become a chore to you or something that you are nervous to go on to. You build the habits of going on there every day, and that would help. So I would really, if I were you, I would start today. Like this this session that we just had, I will write a post about it and actually say, oh, what an amazing session. I learned a lot about networking. These were the four things. Tag people and then, see how that goes for you. So yeah.
love it, love it. Like from today, I can, I was at this session, absolutely. Like, I hope everybody is really listening keenly. From your first class, from the very first class, this is what I learned. This will take away. Tag everybody. Like, just like Yola is saying, some of those posts don't have any, likes, nothing like that. But people are watching, people are looking, and even if they're not, like maybe you just opened your LinkedIn account, for instance, it can be a repository. Like, just have those things there. I really, really love this. So, Shola, what would you say for people who will say that I'm shy? On a normal day, I am not a social media person. Right? What would we say to people like that? I'm not a social media person. I don't post anywhere, even on my WhatsApp, So, how do I post on LinkedIn?
Mm.
What would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, to be honest. Not, it doesn't come naturally for some of us. And I think number one, define, your goal, right? Maybe you're looking to get a job, for example, but you really get on LinkedIn and you're seeing people saying, I'm happy to share that. This and that. God, like, you just close the app because there's a lot. I can imagine. But also, you can leverage like in-person events. So networking, I know that, I'm amplifying LinkedIn because it's just free of charge, just there, 24/7 networking events, right? Like I said. But you can leverage like in-person event. But if you're also shy of in-person event, then maybe it's something I talked about, okay, what problem can you solve for someone? And maybe you see someone, or even within Cloud Booster, and you start building your network through that. Through
Mm.
maybe solving a problem or giving to someone, maybe within Cloud Booster, your project and your group. But I tell you, for your networking game to be up there, you have to, I don't, I'm pushed to say, cast away that spirit of shyness. And it might be that just surrounding
Mm.
yourself with a group of friends. Might even see, that's what Cloud Booster is providing for you, the community. You could say, guys, I'm ready to, you know, come out of this shyness of LinkedIn. Are there three or four people that want to do the same? Let's rally around ourselves and let's push each other and let's do it. Let's be checking on ourselves. That's the power of community like Cloud Booster, right? So I think, I mean, I understand, but it might be that maybe leverage the community within Cloud Booster, find other people
Mm.
that want to be on the same journey, but you really need to try as much as possible. You don't need to create, like I said, it might just be commenting or liking or just doing things that will get you noticed or, I mean,
Mm.
there are other like platforms like ChatGPT as well, right, that you can use to create content, so you don't need to think so much. But I tell you, in this day and age, social media platform like LinkedIn, especially, it is very, very essential and important as much as possible. Or if you can go to more in-person events, you leverage it, or within Cloud Booster. I think it's more of just try to do at least one of these different things as a step. You don't have to start with LinkedIn. It might just be within Cloud Booster, like I said, at least it's a very small community, or it might just be an in-person event, but you can't be shy for all those different platforms. Just try as
Mm.
much as possible to at least start one way and another, and then you build your confidence from there.
Absolutely. I like what you said last. Like, if you don't have, you feel like you don't have the confidence for LinkedIn yet, which you will build, especially if you're a Cloud star, you know, make an impression where you are. We have some students, who have gone through Cloud star that we can't forget. It's just like, yeah.
Right?
And we were not surprised when those guys, finished and got jobs, right? Because
Yeah.
you could tell they formed an impression, especially at the project.
Mm.
They're very, very passionate. So make an impression, especially now that, we recently have partnerships that empower us to sort of refer you for these jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the impression I formed, like this person will do the job. It's not
Yeah,
his.
absolutely,
Yeah,
exactly. You can
yeah,
vouch for
yeah.
them to say that this person will do it. Yeah. So
Yes, yeah.
just try to come out of your shell, right? And if you see
Mm-hmm.
one or two person within your group or your lesson in Cloud Booster that can help,
Mm-hmm.
collaborate with them and say, okay, I'm a bit shy. I don't, but I see that you are up there. But also, don't offer to collaborate without giving something. Okay, I can, I'm good at this. You are good at this. Can we collaborate and work together, as a team or maybe three, four people? So try to think ahead of, okay, what are the
Yeah.
ways I can give what I have and collaborate with people to be able to get or build confidence of what I don't or what I necessarily regard as a weakness at the moment, but I'm trying to build myself on.
Mm, mm. I really, really love that. I really love the idea of collaborating. And, if you're on the call, especially Club Star students, something you should start thinking about, start messaging those people now, people in your groups. If you have strengths that, you can offer, just collaborate, help yourselves. Maybe three of you come together and form content, that you start posting on
Yeah,
LinkedIn, start doing projects, collaboration is key, and that's why you're also here. Let me also continue from what you said around offering value. On the next
mm,
question, it's really connected to the idea of just starting, right? How can I add value to conversations while I'm learning the basics? So you said something around for instance, if you're connecting on LinkedIn and you're sending a message, offer value, like do something. When you meet someone at a conference, don't just say,
yeah.
"Hey, I'm learning cloud. Do you have a job?" So but I'm just learning the basics, right? What value exactly is it that I can offer?
Okay, I mean, when you are learning the basics, I can understand that there might not be like much value, but I think at that point is it might be more about just sharing your passion and your drive and some of your goals and what you are learning currently. If it's in person and maybe there was a speaker, oh, by the way, I know that was a really great session. And by the way, I'm a lawyer currently, but I'm looking to transition to the cloud, and I'm part of the Cloud Booster family. And your session on AI and artificial intelligence really resonated with me because our tutor told us this in class. So this is you connecting it with what the speaker has said. And be, oh wow, really? Okay, that's great. And at the end, it could be, oh, should we connect on LinkedIn or, are you on any platform that I can connect with you and maybe follow you to get more of your content and all of that. So you don't necessarily have to like offer value at the start. And on LinkedIn as well, it could just be you connecting, say, oh, by the way, I saw your content on this, and it's the value at that stage is more of you saying, these are the things that resonated with me, right? These are the things I was able to learn, and you
Mm,
listening it out. It just forms an impression that, okay, you don't really have something to offer as a value necessarily, but at that point, at least you're speaking to me because you are resonating with like maybe something I spoke about or something I wrote about or something I created a content about. And then just give me the impression of, okay, this person, I love the drive, the energy and all of that. So it doesn't really mean you come to my DM and say, oh, by the way, I want to help you with this, I want to help you with that. Not necessarily, to be honest, but just connecting on your person. It's more of don't just connect generally. Like, don't be like other people that would just generalize connections like, oh, hi, I would
mm,
love to connect or something. Like, don't try to as much as possible go through the person's profile. Even while if you are at an in-person event, right? And someone
mhm.
is speaking, you can already be checking them out on LinkedIn. And when they are done, they are told you, oh, by the way, I saw your post last week about it. Yeah, okay, you've already checked me out while I was speaking, right? So these are the ways. So try to come up with ideas and ways that you can. It's called personalized. In fact, LinkedIn has that word. If you are connecting with someone on LinkedIn on your mobile, there is a
Mhm.
button called personalized invite.
Yeah.
It is not generalized invite. So I think at that stage, if you're learning the basics, those are the ways you can, connect with people, not necessarily because you have something to offer them at that
Mm,
stage, to be honest. Yeah.
I really like that. So engage, right?
Yeah.
Don't think too much about, just engage and build a relationship. So I'm going to follow up with Chola to see how many people actually sent DMs from this session. That's how we know. If you heard anything this session, let's, just connect and let's see how you do. We will actually give you feedback. I mean, I'm promising that. Let's just engage. And yeah, thank you so much for that, Shola. So this is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
How does one handle rejection? I suppose it's something you should expect, but how do you handle it
Yeah.
on that, networking way?
Oh, okay. I see. Right. Um, yeah, I mean, rejection. I mean, even me, I probably have some DMs that I've not, maybe replied to. And I have some DMs that came immediately, I replied to as well. Now, number one, so instead of how to undo it, let me change your mindset or ideology a bit. First of all, let's think of the person that you are sending a message or connecting with. Let's put ourselves in their shoes for just a second, right? Now, most of these guys, they have a lot of DMs, like a lot.
Mm.
Most of these people, they are really busy. They have a lot going on with them. And for example, the VP that I sent a LinkedIn, like the guy was going to give a keynote to
Mm.
60,000 people in person, over 400,000 people joining online. How do you think I got like that means that I have to stand out, okay, what can get this guy? That you will just see one line and you'll be like, okay, this is good. Let me connect with this guy. Do you get so? First of all, is I know that rejection. I will still come to maybe how you can handle it, but first of all, let's first of all say put yourself in that person's shoe. Most people, it's not really that they don't want to respond. It might just be that what you are sending is just very generic, for example. Or number one, for example, for me, most times I check. I don't know if this has happened to people on WhatsApp before, where a message comes in, you read
Mhm.
it, you check it, but you think that you've replied, but you've actually not replied. And for 1 week, the message just goes because you've is unread. No, like do I
Mm.
have people in the chat that
Mm.
has happened
Mm.
to?
Amen. Amen.
And then the person just be like, oh, you didn't reply. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like you literally just read the message. You thought you had replied, but you had not replied. So sometimes these are the things that happen, right? Even in the DM. And then but I think what can help is basically personalize, going back to that, like how do I make an impression on that? So and I mean
Mm.
in terms of rejection, I know it might be hard, but first of all, when you are networking with people or sending, even me inclusive, don't how do I explain it? Don't have a what's the word now? This mentality of this person has to reply to me now.
Mm.
Entitlement. So
Mm.
don't network with that mindset. Network with the mindset that I'm sending this LinkedIn message to Anu. She might not reply on the next 6 months, and it doesn't bother me. Right. So even if you have Anu's WhatsApp, Anu must not reply in the next 3 months. That is fine. So don't network with the fact that Anu needs to reply to me now. No, that's not the basics. The basics is she might just have seen your name and then your WhatsApp message, and then it might
Mm.
just be later. She'll be oh, by the way, you sent me a WhatsApp message. Sorry, so sorry, and all of and I told you my example of the lady told me about Logan that I sent her an email to. I just
Yeah.
sent the email and forgot about it, and then it went. So try don't I won't see it as rejection really, because if I when you said how do we do rejection, I started thinking about job rejection. But when it's networking, I won't really call it rejection. I would say just put it there and leave it. You never know when it's coming. And instead, if it's on LinkedIn, right?
Mm-hmm.
You connect, maybe you send a personalized connection with the person. Let me give you a quick hack for LinkedIn. Go to the person profile, go and look at their post and start commenting and liking their post. They will start getting notification that Shola is liking their post, Shola is commenting, Shola is repost. That's immediately just, in fact, they might not even go to the DM first. They might go to your profile first, which, who is this? And it's also you
Mm.
leaving like really good comments. Like, okay, they might even like the comment and comment on your comment, like reply on the comment. That is you giving good impression. So these are the ways you can also turn what you might term rejection ahead, to favor you. So you send that thing, you connect with them, but they are not really responding. Just start, doing simple things to make you noticeable, right? And don't
Mm.
really term it as, maybe a rejection or something. And just put it
Mm.
there and they might pick it up later as soon as possible. Because I know there are some really, maybe big creators or maybe people or even on AWS that might be very busy and all of that. Or maybe you send a message to this person, oh, can you refer me or something, but they are not responding. Or you send a message to another, oh, please, I'm looking for a job, crowd booster, please help my life and all of that. But they are not, but don't worry about it, right? Just start doing other things that will get you noticed, whether on LinkedIn or whether within Cloud Booster or in person. And yeah, if it's an event, you can ask, how can I volunteer? Cloud Booster, you're having this event. How can I help? How can I volunteer? They might even put you on protocol for the speakers that would come. And that's how you have easy access to one of the speakers, for example. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's the mindset I would go about it.
Yeah, I love that mindset. So don't take it personal. Don't take it personal and don't think of, rejection as rejection, in this regard. It's just,
Yeah,
yeah, one of those things. On to the next, right? I
yeah,
really,
exactly.
yeah. So, um, I like one of the things you said when you're speaking about being goal oriented when you're networking, right? And we network for different purposes. For instance, you are not looking for, a job per se, you know.
Hmm.
For someone who my goal really for starting a LinkedIn, coming on LinkedIn and even talking to people, I just want a job, right? I
Okay,
just want a remote cloud job, right? What
okay.
would be a proper roadmap in terms of
Hmm.
network? Just highlights of okay,
Okay,
how do I start and how
okay.
do I measure my progress? Like, okay, I'm making progress. I'm probably getting closer to nailing this job. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm going to get a job.
Okay. Proper cloud remote job, right? What would
Yeah.
I do? Number one, my profile. So, and your profile, because you might not even need to network before you get a job because your profile is already making recruiters search and come to your DM themselves. So,
Mhm.
number one, your profile. And then you might ask me, I don't have anything on my profile. My CV is just there. Just put what you have currently, especially if you are part of Cloud Booster.
Mhm.
And I noticed something within Cloud Booster, right, which is really great because I noticed that most of the students within Cloud Booster put Cloud Booster as the employer they're working for, and then they put DevOps. So that is really good.
Yes. Yes.
That is really one of the ways so you might say, oh, I don't have anything, I'm just within Cloud. Like, take like what they're offering you in terms of go and put us on your LinkedIn and all of that. So first of all, what I would do is optimize my LinkedIn profile, my picture, put a good professional picture, my headline. I mean, there are a lot of I could also look for some YouTube videos. There are a lot of YouTube
Yeah.
videos on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, right?
Mhm.
For recruiters to find. So put your headline, put your experience, put over. So number one for me, and your skill section as well on LinkedIn. So put your skill section, everything of experience, all the certifications you are doing. Now that basically is helping you to build credibility for anyone that visits your profile. One. And secondly, that also when recruiters search, the algorithm is going to bring your profile across to them. And that's
Mm.
because maybe you have some certain words that the algorithm is looking for. So if a recruiter is searching for this particular job, if a
Yeah.
recruiter is searching for solutions architect now, my name is going to pop up, right? Because I've optimized my profile for that kind of a job or for AWS or for cloud computing. So,
Mhm.
so that's the first thing. So that when a recruiter is also searching, you can come up and then they can look through your profile and actually send you a DM about it. Um, Now, the second thing is then if there are organizations that you want to work for, let's use AWS
Mhm.
example as example, since that's where I work. Like you could check AWS page on LinkedIn and check for people that is working there, filter them to location, depending on where you are, where you want to work, and then try to see, okay, who are the people working with AWS? You might not even need to send them a LinkedIn DM yet. You just need to, number one, look at their content. Yeah, there's a lot on it. Number one, let's take me for example. You go through my profile. Oh, Shola works at AWS. Okay. And I would really, maybe I work as a recruiter, not a solutions architect at AWS. So you go through my LinkedIn profile and be, okay, he's spoken at this. Okay, he's done this. Oh, okay, he posted about AWS. And then you use all of those information to send me a personalized request. And you'd be like, hey, Shola, I know here. Oh, by the way, I saw that you just spoke at AWS event. That was a great session. I learned da. Would love to connect. Bam, and leave it as that. Don't say I want a job or I would like to. No, 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 no. Just leave it like that and let them connect with you. And once they connect and accept that DM, you can say, "Oh, thank you for connecting. Looking forward to more learning more about AWS, more content for you. Leave it as that again.
Mm,
And
mm.
then now keep engaging with their content, commenting and all of
Okay.
that. If they put, a job post, comment on it. And maybe later, let's say a month and after all that, they might not even engage on your content, but there's an impression, right? And
Mm,
you've applied for an AWS, or you see a role that you want to apply to. Can then reach out to, oh, Ishala, by the way, I'm looking to apply for this role, and I was wondering if you are able to refer me or if you have any tips or advice and all of that. So it's easier for them to notice you because you've been leaving some impressions, you've been doing something. So and then so this is how I would go about. And then I think thirdly is LinkedIn has a job section, by the way. So let's not forget that you
yeah.
can easily go on, search, build your alerts and use that. But in terms of networking, I think you need to optimize your profile and then reach out to people in a personalized way. Some people, I mean, if you reach out to them directly, they might not mind. And also LinkedIn has this thing about I think if you type hiring plus maybe solutions architects, there are some recruiters or hiring manager that they have hiring as part of their headline. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to bring you people that are actually hiring at the moment
Right.
that you can
Yes.
connect
Yes.
with, build connection with, and maybe from
Mm-hmm.
there see the roles they are hiring for. And some
Mm-hmm.
people have this hiring, thing on their picture, on their
Yeah.
professional picture as well, profile picture on LinkedIn, that you can see that they're hiring. But most importantly, it might not even be a job now, which is why I love that question about I'm just starting out in Cloud Booster. Should I start now? Yes, you should start because you don't want to wait for when you are looking for a job. That's when you're like, please, who's going to help me? Who's going to refer me? You want to start building your connections now. They might even
Mm.
be the one seeing all your posts that, oh, by the way, I mean, I can do that, to be honest. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
something I can do that. Oh, there's an early careers role. Oh, I've been seeing your post about, oh, I'm learning this. Do you want me to refer you? Like, it's something I can do. Like, if I notice, which is why you need to start like from the very get-go and start from but I really hope I've been able to answer the remote job question.
Yes, 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 100%, 100%. Thank you so much, Ola. I feel like we've just had a free masterclass. That shouldn't be free on LinkedIn and networking. We should have part two. Let me see. If you want us to have a part two of this session, if I have maybe up to 30 people who say, just type part two and send it. If I have up to 30 people, maybe we'll be able to persuade Shola to come for another LinkedIn session, a more in-depth session on LinkedIn. But okay, I'm getting DMs. I'm getting DMs now. Part two, please. Part two. Okay, okay. Keep it coming. I'm going to count if it's up to 30. All right, all right. I'm seeing part two. Wow. All right. This has been a very insightful session then. Amazing. Thank you so much, Shola. I think we would put a close to it for today, since we're already talking about coming back. But this has been really, really, really great. Thank you so much for your time. We'd love to have you again. Thank you so much, Shola. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Very
Thank you.
interesting program. Yeah, we are. I'm waiting for part two as well.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Nathaniel. Amazing. Just put reactions if you can't type. We appreciate you so much, Ola. Thank you. Thank you.
All
For
right.
those,
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me.
yeah. All right, all right, all right. Thank you. Okay, so for those who if you're on the call and you're just, oh, the part twos are still coming in. I'm still counting. I'm still counting. If you're just trying to transition into cloud, our next cohort resumes February 1st, 2025. So please click the link in the chat box. Exactly. Thank you so much, Clubs Academy. Click the link in the chat box to speak with an advisor to get on board for the next cohort. There's so many things in store. Networking is a big part of what we do at Cloud Booster. We're really big on community, exposing you to mentors. Somebody also asked, sorry we couldn't take that, about how do I even find mentors who are willing to take me on that journey at all. And that's one of the good things about being a Cloud Booster. Anybody you find at Cloud Booster is already willing to take you on that journey. So please feel free to message or click the link in the chat box to reach out to an advisor, and also connect with Shola as well. Like I said, we're going to, especially for Cloud Booster students, we're going to follow up on that, see who did that and what you learned from this session. All right, I think I've gotten enough part twos, so please look out for another session, another LinkedIn session with Shola. Thank you so much, everybody. So if you're a Cloud Booster student, please wait on the call, Core 2 and Core 3. But thank you, everybody, for making the time. Hope this session has been worth your while. Until the next time, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Hello. So while others drop off the call, Cloud Booster students kindly wait behind